Imagine the richest person on your street. You probably can't. And that's exactly the point. The reality is that the people who look rich, the designer clothes, the flashy cars, the Instagram-worthy vacations, are often the ones drowning in debt. Meanwhile, the actual millionaire lives 3 doors down in a 15-year-old house and drives a Toyota. It's not a coincidence. It's a pattern. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Here's the thing nobody tells you about wealth. The people who actually have it don't need you to know. And the people who need you to know? They're usually spending money they don't have to impress people they don't even like. Sounds exhausting, right? In this video, I want to show you why real millionaires choose to stay invisible. And more importantly, what that mindset can teach you about building your own wealth. Let's start with something you've probably felt yourself. You get a raise or a bonus. Your first instinct isn't to save it, it's to upgrade. A nicer car, a better apartment, clothes with logos that other people will recognize. There's a word for this: signaling. It's the idea that we buy things not just for what they do, but for what they say about us. A Rolex tells time the same way a $20 watch does, but it also tells a story. And that story costs you thousands. Here's where it gets interesting. Real millionaires figured out something most people never do. Every dollar you spend on looking rich is a dollar that's not working for you anymore. It's not compounding. It's not invested. It's just gone. Think of it like this. You have 2 people with the same income. One spends $10,000 a year on visible status, the car payments, the restaurants, the labels. The other invests that same $10,000. After 20 years at a modest 7% return, the first person has a closet full of things that are now out of style. The second person has over $400,000. Same person, same income, different psychology. $400,000 different. So what do these invisible millionaires spend their money on instead? Not nothing. That's the mistake people make. They're not cheap. They're intentional. They spend on assets. Things that appreciate, not depreciate. They spend on education, skills that make them more valuable. They spend on time, paying someone else to do things that don't grow their wealth so they can focus on what does. But here's the part that's really counterintuitive. They also spend on peace of mind. An invisible millionaire will pay for quality where it matters: a reliable car, good healthcare, a home in a quiet neighborhood, and skip the stuff that's just for show, because they're not trying to convince anyone of anything. And that right there, that's freedom. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds great, but I'm nowhere near $1 million. What does this have to do with me? Everything. Because this isn't about the number in your bank account. It's about the mindset you bring to whatever number you have. The psychology that builds invisible millionaires works at any income level. It's the same decision, just with different commas. Here's something practical you can do. Next time you're about to buy something, especially something other people will see, ask yourself one question. Would I still buy this if nobody would ever know I owned it? If the answer is no, you're not buying a product. You're buying approval. And approval is the most expensive thing you'll ever purchase. When you start looking at your spending through this lens, everything changes. That new phone? Nobody actually cares what model you have. Your friends might notice for 30 seconds, and then they go back to thinking about themselves, because that's what humans do. The invisible millionaire knows this. They know that most people are too busy worrying about their own appearance to judge yours for more than a moment. So why spend thousands for a moment? Here's the deeper shift. When you stop trying to look wealthy, you actually start building wealth. The money you used to spend on signaling now has a job. It's working. It's growing. It's buying your freedom instead of your image. And the surprising side effect? You stop comparing yourself to people who are also just performing wealth. You're free from a game you didn't even realize you were playing. Think about what being invisible actually gives you. No pressure to keep up. No anxiety about whether people think you're successful. No debt from decisions you made just to impress. You can walk through life knowing your net worth and not needing a single person to guess it correctly. That's what real wealth looks like. Not a sports car, not a designer watch, It looks like sleeping well at night because you know your future is secure, even if your neighbor has no idea. And the good news? This is not a talent. This is a skill. It's a decision you make every time you choose assets over appearances, growth over signaling, freedom over approval. When you start looking at your life like data instead of drama, everything changes. Simple as that. The only way to support this content is to like and subscribe. It genuinely helps the channel grow, and it lets me know you want more videos like this one. Now watch the next video from my playlist.